completely broken off. This is totally... Okay, this is the arm that's broken. As far as getting that bolt off, it's pretty rusted on there. As you can kind of see, there's a whole lot of rust underneath this vehicle. So basically what I have is I have the two arms, the two wrenches, one on either side. They're both 21 millimeters. And I have this one connected to that bolt right there, where it's just kind of just leaning up against the top. And so as I spin this one, that one holds the other bolt steady. So I guess you can, as I move this one, you can see they both move. To get them both started, I attached a wrench to the other end of this one to kind of give me more leverage on the whole thing. See if I can get a good shot of that. So if you take two wrenches and put them like this, it gives you one extra freaking long wrench. So I got like probably a little more than almost 3 feet of wrench there that I can put a whole lot of torque on the end of that bolt. Who needs power tools, right? Alright, pretty much same concept for the other side. Just get one bolt on, one wrench on one side, one wrench on the other, and just kind of twist them off using the same techniques. You know, you can get two wrenches attached to each other, one wrench propped up against like the axle or something like that. What I'm doing right now is I got it pretty much loosened up, so I'm just holding both wrenches and then twisting them opposite directions to kind of get the bolt off the rest of the way. Alright, so now we're taking down the upper control arm. This one is just as broken as the other one, just kind of rusted clear through. So I got my one 15mm wrench attached to that end. Same little, contraption to make the wrench longer. You can see as I pull on the bottom, I'm barely getting some play in there. There we go. There we go. Ingenuity at its finest. Okay, so right now we're working off the upper control arm. It's relatively simple, same concept, just a metal rod with a bushing in it. This is the one I'm taking apart right now, the one that's been snapped off. So you can see right there, there's a star bolt on the side. It's using one of these bits to get it off. This one right here is a T50, I believe. Yep, it's a T50. And then the nut on the other side is a 15. So just put the wrench on one end and the other end. I'm being careful with the T50 bolt, so I'm not really ratcheting from that end. I'm just kind of holding it tight with the wrench. That's about it with this one. For the top control arm on the passenger side, inside the wheel well, there's a hole right there with a bolt in it. And that bolt is a 15mm, and it is connected to the top control arm. Where is that guy? It's up in there. So it's a 15 on both sides, it looks like. Okay, we have a pretty close-up shot here, but anyway, I'm trying to install the new arm here underneath the Jeep on the back axle. So what I've done is the arm itself is because the old arm was completely broken in half, the Jeep isn't completely in alignment, so I can't line up that hole. It was a little bit worse before, but I rigged this contraption up where I took one of these ties and wrapped it around the axle and put the other end on the frame here. Probably not the smartest. I did have it next to my jack stand, but I feel like it's pretty solid. Anyway, every time I click this, I'll show you, every time I click it, that lines up. There we go. So now I'm able to put the bolt in this end, and the other bolt's already in the other end, so that's how to realign it and get the holes all together. Simplest way. Okay, so when doing this, I would suggest keeping one side of the arms on the vehicle. That way you can always have a reference point. When you're putting the arm in, on the bushing, there's two sides to it. There's the one side with a little lip right here, and then the other side without a lip over here on this side. The lip always goes towards the inside of the vehicle. And when you're doing the upper arm, it has a bracket on it, and the bracket always goes to the inside of the vehicle. So keep that in mind. And as far as the bolt goes, it's a little bit of wiggling around and prying. We can get that thing all the way in there. So, okay, so the bolt's in. Just make sure that the nut is on the outside of the vehicle and the actual bolt head is on the inside. What I'm doing is I'm just barely putting the nut on the other side of these bolts so I have a little bit of play room if I need to adjust anything for the top bar. So right now I'm going to go ahead and do the other bottom bracket and then do the top two after the bottom ones are done. Catching the end of the sunset. Anyway, with the back bar, I still had to use the same tie-down contraption to get the axle twisted in the right way. The back bolt, the nut is still facing the outside of the vehicle, but with the top bolt, the nut goes on the inside because the exhaust here gets in the way of the bolt sliding in. Anyway, it was pretty simple other than getting the axle in the right spot to get that bolt through. Otherwise, it's pretty easy. So the top bar on the passenger side was giving me a whole lot of issues. It was kinked, so I couldn't get this bolt out, the star bolt on that side. And it started to strip, so it was kind of frustrating. But and I couldn't get the top end out to straighten it out because the sway bar was in the way. Sorry, these camera angles are not very good. Anyway, so I went to town on it with a hacksaw and cut it in half. So hopefully now I'll be able to make some progress on it.